PCs are getting expensive, GPUs are way too expensive, CPUs hit the ceiling of performance. So now if you are a budget gamer, then how are you going to build your new PC at a budget? Well, you might be looking at ARM CPUs. Now, if you see in the recent industry trend, you will see one very key thing, that every single new hardware that are coming out, they are not only extremely pricey, but at the same time, extremely power hungry. There once was a time where we were judging any PC hardware, how efficient they are, in which rate they are performing. That means if I'm getting a X amount of performance, which is better than the last generation, is my power consumption higher or lower? Mostly the efficiency in previous years was lower. We used to have more performance, but at the same ballpark of efficiency. But nowadays CPUs can reach 6 gigahertz, but then you have to feed them with over 250 watts of power. Over 250 watts of power for a CPU. Point I'm trying to convey is, even after you bought the PC with so much money, you have to spend more money for the electricity bill. So what's the answer? If we go back just few years ago, Apple made a milestone in chip making history. They made a chip which is not only powerful but also efficient. We are talking about Apple's M1 chip. Those chips were powerful but at an efficiency level which was honestly bending the rules of physics. And now Qualcomm is trying to do the same. Their X Elite CPUs are looking really promising. They are promising more performance than current Intel mobile CPUs and even Apple's M2 or M second generation CPU. Is ARM what we need right now? Now, what is the difference between ARM CPUs and our modern CPUs or x86 CPUs? Well, ARM uses RISC instruction set and x86 uses CISC instruction set. The RISC instruction set stands for reduced instruction set computer, and the CISC instruction set stand for complex instruction set computer. Now you might say, well, why are we not using this reduced instruction set cycle? It sounds good, it sounds less complex. Why not use this? Well, we have been using a RISC instruction set in these computers, the handheld computers or our mobile phones. But CISC have been in the industry for a long time. The reason is, just because it sounds complex or the name is complex doesn't mean it's bad. There are things that, or there are instructions that are in CISC that are needed for our modern desktop need. Now for a mobile processor or a mobile CPU, ARM sounds really good, and in a lot of scenarios they are. If you think about Apple's M1 or even the Snapdragon X Elite, those are really interesting. Heck, forget about those X Elite and ARM. Nvidia's most powerful server CPU is based on ARM. So why we are not using ARM CPUs on our desktop? We have been using x86 or CISC for a long time, that most our modern day needs are optimized for that. Our operating system with the Windows, which is most widely used operating system, is optimized for x86. Now the ARM version of Windows has been improving, and there's been some news, and I heard from a lot of people who use ARM on a daily basis or ARM Windows that it has gotten a lot better. Now there are some problems having a dedicated ARM desktop CPU. If you ever have taken a computer architecture and organization class, you will know that why I am saying that CISC is not inherently bad, or neither RISC is inherently bad. Both of them have their advantages. Now I can get technical in this video, but then it's gonna be a CS class, not a YouTube video, so that's not what I want. But just know this, that both are good, both have their advantages and both have their disadvantages. Now the reason because we don't see ARM based desktop CPUs, not because ARM hasn't developed much or we cannot solve the problems or the disadvantages with ARM, it's just because it needs time and the industry isn't putting that much effort when it comes to making dedicated desktop ARM CPUs, at least for now. In future, we can have ARM-based desktop CPUs, we can have what Apple did with their M series of chips, but it's not coming soon. So what's the verdict? It's not like that people didn't try to make ARM CPUs before. They did. Some did fail, some got successful like Apple, but I think there still needs to be more development in this space if we want to see dedicated desktop consumer ARM CPUs. It's not like that people never tried it, they did, but the adoption rate is really low. Until then, well, we have to put up with Intel and AMD's outrageously power hungry CPUs with less and less improvement generation by generation, until Intel or AMD figures something physics bending rule to make those CPUs way more power efficient and at the same time much more powerful. We don't know about the future. I don't have a time machine. If I had, this channel would have millions of subscribers, but that's a topic for another day. That's it for today. I know this was a little rambly video. It wasn't scripted at all, so I talked everything that I came to my mind after pressing the record button. If you hated this video, which for obvious reason you can dislike, but if somehow you like the video, you can like this video. And if you want to watch more videos from us, check out this video right here. And if you want to subscribe to us, well, do it by here. And there's Akash, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.